Good mornings, everyone. Today we are going to explore the 6 marks that define what it truly means to be a man. These marks go beyond muscle or stature. They are the qualities that shape a man's life, purpose, and legacy. The first mark of a man is identity. To be a true man, you must know who you are. It's not enough to look at yourself through the lens of society's expectations or superficial standards. A real man understands his intrinsic worth, his purpose, and the unique role he was created to fulfill. Without this understanding, he will wander aimlessly through life, lost in confusion and uncertainty. You are not just a man by title. You are a man by design, with a divine purpose that only you can fulfill. The second mark of a man is vision. A man is a visionary. He sees beyond the present. He has a foresight to look into the future and chart a course toward that future. Vision drives a man to move, to take action, and to not settle for mediocrity. A man without vision is like a ship without a rudder. He may be afloat, but he lacks direction. Vision gives him clarity, and it helps him navigate the challenges of life. The third mark is purpose and responsibility. A man is a steward of the resources around him. He understands that life is not just about enjoying comforts or achieving personal success. A true man is responsible. He takes responsibility for his actions, for his family, and for his community. A man of purpose knows that his life matters, that his choices impact the world, and that he must act with intentionality. The fourth mark is emotional mastery. The world may tell you that a man should suppress his emotions, but true strength lies in the ability to manage and channel those emotions effectively. A real man is not ruled by his feelings. He rules them. He acknowledges his emotions, but does not allow them to make decisions for him. This emotional maturity enables a man to lead with wisdom and to remain steady under pressure. The fifth mark is integrity. Integrity is the bedrock upon which a man builds his life. It is the internal compass that guides his actions even when no one is watching. A man of integrity is consistent, trustworthy, and honorable in both word and deed. His word is his bond, and his character is beyond reproach. In a world that often compromises, integrity remains the hallmark of a man who knows who he is and what he stands for. The sixth mark is leadership. A man is a leader, not just by title, but by action. Leadership is not about dominating others, but about serving them, guiding them, and inspiring them. A true leader is someone who influences others positively, setting an example for those around him. A man's leadership extends beyond his family and workplace. It touches the community, and it creates ripples that can affect generations to come. When you look at these 6 marks, identity, vision, purpose, emotional mastery, integrity, and leadership, you see a blueprint for manhood that is far more than skin deep. These marks do not just make a man, they make a legacy. So I ask you today, what kind of man are you striving to become? Are you developing these marks in your life? Are you shaping your future with purpose? The challenge is before you. Embrace these marks. Be the man you were meant to be, not tomorrow, but today. The world is waiting for men who will rise and lead with courage, wisdom, and integrity. May you be one of them. Manhood is often misunderstood, reduced to simple physical attributes or cultural stereotypes. We may be told that a man is defined by strength, by the ability to protect, or by how well he provides for his family. While these qualities may be important, they are only surface-level representations of what it truly means to be a man. The essence of manhood goes much deeper. It is about understanding one's identity, discovering a purpose, and living in a way that leaves a positive, lasting impact. A man is someone who knows who he is at his core, someone who doesn't simply exist, but lives with intention and meaning. The journey to true manhood begins with a deep personal understanding of oneself. It is not shaped by external expectations or fleeting trends, but by internal conviction. True manhood demands that a man rise above the limitations that society may place on him, such as being bound by expectations of machismo or dominance, and embrace the responsibility of being a man of integrity, vision, and influence. It is through this awareness of self that a man becomes empowered to shape his future and contribute to the betterment of those around him. Manhood is not about age or physical maturity alone. It is about the growth of one's mind, heart, and spirit. It is about taking ownership of your actions and decisions, making deliberate choices that align with your highest values, and leading a life of purpose. In that sense, manhood is not something that is handed to you. It is something you must cultivate. It requires maturity, emotional intelligence, and a willingness to serve others, to lead with humility, and to accept that the challenges of life will be constant teachers. Real manhood acknowledges that it is not perfection that defines you, but the ongoing commitment to improve and evolve. Manhood is the art of balancing strength and sensitivity, leadership and servitude, vision and humility. A man is called to be a force for good in this world, a source of wisdom and guidance for those who rely on him, whether they be his family, his community, or even society at large. And so, to be a man is not simply to take up space or claim a title. It is to embrace the unique role you've been given, to act with courage, and to live in such a way that others are inspired to rise as well. Understanding identity is the cornerstone of true manhood. It begins with the realization that you are not just a product of your circumstances or a reflection of society's standards. Your identity is not determined by what you have or what others say about you. It is rooted in something deeper. To truly understand who you are, you must look within and connect with your inner purpose, your values, and the unique potential that resides in you. A man who understands his identity knows that he has a distinct role to play in the world, one that is shaped by his talents, passions, and the unique experiences he brings to the table. When a man grasps his identity, he no longer seeks validation from external sources, nor does he let the opinions or expectations of others dictate his worth. Too often, people, especially men, find themselves trapped in the mold that society has set for them. Society may say that a man's worth is determined by his career, his wealth, or his ability to conform to traditional ideals. However, the man who understands his true identity recognizes that his worth is inherent. It is based on his character, his ability to live with integrity, and his commitment to serving a purpose greater than himself. Otale. At the heart of understanding identity is the ability to accept yourself as you are, flaws and all, and to be at peace with who you are becoming. It is about embracing your strengths and confronting your weaknesses, and not allowing either to define you completely. A man who understands his identity is confident in his own skin. He is secure in the knowledge that his worth is not diminished by the shortcomings he may face or the mistakes he may make. Instead, he views these challenges as opportunities for growth and refinement. Identity is also shaped by our relationships with others. A man's identity is not formed in isolation. It is influenced by those around him, his family, his mentors, his friends, and his community. But even in these relationships, it is crucial to remain grounded in your sense of self. While external influences can help you grow and evolve, they should not be the sole determinant of who you are. You must learn to define yourself based on your internal compass, rather than seeking approval from others. Praise Jesus and Hanimet Alolo. Understanding identity requires self-awareness and introspection. It involves acknowledging your roots, where you come from, and recognizing how those experiences have shaped the person you are today. But just as importantly, it involves looking ahead and envisioning who you want to become. A man with a strong understanding of his identity is one who moves through life with purpose, clarity, and confidence, knowing that his journey is uniquely his and that he is the only one who can fulfill the potential he was born with. Vision is one of the most powerful forces a man can have in his life. It's not simply about having goals or ambitions. It is about having a clear, compelling picture of the future that motivates and directs all of a man's efforts. A man with vision is someone who sees beyond his current circumstances and refuses to be limited by what is immediately in front of him. He understands that his present is not his destiny, and he is driven by the belief that he can create a different, better future. Vision is what propels a man forward even when the road ahead is unclear or difficult. A man with vision is able to see possibilities where others see obstacles. While others may be focused on short-term struggles or setbacks, a man of vision looks beyond them to the long-term goal. He understands that the journey is just as important as the destination. And he is willing to face challenges, endure hardships, and make sacrifices because he is anchored in a vision that gives his life meaning and purpose. It is this vision that gives him the courage to keep going when others might give up. Vision is not a passive thing, it is active, requiring constant attention, focus, and alignment. A man with vision does not just dream. He takes deliberate actions every day to bring that vision closer to reality. He doesn't wait for opportunities to come to him, he creates them. He prepares, plans, and positions himself in such a way that when the right moment arrives, he is ready to seize it. This is why vision is so powerful. It drives action. It helps a man stay disciplined and committed, even when things aren't going smoothly or when distractions arise. But vision is not just about personal achievement or success. A true man's vision is larger than himself. It includes his family, his community, and even the world at large. His vision inspires him to make a positive impact, to leave a legacy that will live on long after he is gone. A man with vision understands that he is part of something greater than himself. And he uses his gifts and talents to serve others, to improve the lives of those around him, and to make the world a better place. His vision is not selfish. It is expansive, inclusive, and transformative. Vision requires clarity and specificity. It's not enough to have a vague sense of wanting a better life or achieving a certain level of success. A man with vision knows exactly what he wants, why he wants it, and how he plans to get there. He can articulate his vision clearly and use it as a blueprint to guide his decisions and actions. Without this clarity, a man may find himself wandering aimlessly, unsure of his next steps or the best course of action. Vision also involves flexibility. While a man's ultimate goal may remain the same, the path to reaching that goal may change. A true visionary understands that life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and he must be willing to adapt, learn, and evolve. Vision is not about rigidly sticking to one plan regardless of circumstances. It's about remaining focused on the end goal while being open to different ways of achieving it. A man with vision lives with purpose. His vision is a compass that guides him through the challenges and choices of life. It helps him stay focused on what matters most, and it gives him the determination to rise above distractions and setbacks. It is the driving force behind his actions, the reason he wakes up each day with a sense of direction, and the source of his passion and energy. Vision is what separates a man who drifts through life from a man who leads a purposeful, intentional life. It is the force that propels him toward greatness, toward a life that is not just lived, but fully realized. Purpose and responsibility are deeply intertwined. A man with purpose knows that he was created for something specific, that his life is not merely for his own pleasure or gain, but for a larger mission, something that impacts those around him and shapes the world in a positive way. Purpose is the force that drives a man to be more than he is today. And it calls him to give of himself, his time, his talents, and his energy towards something greater than his own desires. When a man is connected to his purpose, he lives with intention. A man who is aligned with his purpose is clear about what he wants to achieve and why he wants to achieve it, and his life becomes a testament to that clarity. Purpose is not always easy to find. It requires introspection, self-awareness, and often a process of trial and error. It demands that a man confront his own limitations and fears, as well as his own potential. But the moment a man discovers his purpose, it is like a light that illuminates the path ahead, giving him the strength to persevere through difficulties, to stay committed even when the road is hard. His purpose fuels his passion, and that passion propels him toward his goals. His responsibility is the natural extension of purpose. Once a man understands his purpose, he recognizes that he has a responsibility to live it out in a way that honors both himself and others. Responsibility is about taking ownership of one's actions, decisions, and the impact they have on the world. It is about recognizing that every choice, big or small, has consequences, and being accountable for those consequences. A man who understands responsibility does not pass the blame or make excuses. Instead, he owns his mistakes and learns from them. Responsibility also means taking care of those things entrusted to you, whether it is your family, your community, your work, or your own personal development. Responsibility requires that you be faithful in managing these areas of your life. A man of responsibility does not shirk from the weight of duty. He embraces it with maturity and a sense of pride. He knows that his actions can create a ripple effect. And so he chooses to act with wisdom, compassion, and integrity, understanding that his influence extends far beyond himself. Purpose and responsibility also call for a deep sense of sacrifice. To live with purpose is to choose the greater good over immediate gratification, to look beyond personal comfort and make decisions that contribute to the well-being of others. Responsibility is about putting others' needs before your own at times, offering your time, energy, and resources to support the causes and people you care about. It is a call to lead by example, to make the world better in whatever way you can, and to leave a legacy that will endure long after you are gone. And at the same time, responsibility does not mean bearing burdens alone. A man who understands his purpose and responsibility also understands the importance of community and partnership. No man is meant to walk the path of purpose in isolation. He must seek out others who can support, guide, and encourage him along the way. Son, in the name, whether it is through mentors, family, friends, or colleagues, a man of purpose embraces the collective strength of those around him, knowing that shared responsibility makes the load lighter and the journey more meaningful. Purpose and responsibility transform a man from someone who simply exists to someone who actively contributes to the world around him. A man with purpose and responsibility does not take his life or his role for granted. He lives with a sense of duty, not just to himself but to others, constantly striving to fulfill the unique mission for which he was created. His life is one of intentionality, one that leaves a legacy of integrity, service, and positive impact. Through purpose, a man finds his direction. Through responsibility, he ensures that he walks that path with honor, integrity, and dedication. Emotional mastery is one of the defining qualities that sets a true man apart. It is the ability to understand, control, and wisely channel one's emotions rather than being controlled by them. Emotions, in their natural form, are not inherently good or bad. They are simply signals, indicators of what is happening inside and around us. However, the true measure of a man is how he handles his emotions. A man who lacks emotional mastery may find himself ruled by his feelings, reacting impulsively and allowing his emotions to dictate his decisions. On the other hand, a man with emotional mastery recognizes that emotions are a part of being human, but they do not have to govern his life. To master one's emotions is not about suppressing them or pretending that they don't exist. It is about understanding them and using them to enhance rather than hinder your life. Emotions are often messengers, telling us when something needs attention, when we are facing injustice, or when we feel vulnerable. A man who masters his emotions does not dismiss or ignore these feelings, but he learns to respond to them thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. He acknowledges his emotions, whether anger, sadness, frustration, or joy, and allows himself to feel them fully. But he does not let them make decisions for him. Instead, he chooses how to act in alignment with his greater purpose, values, and vision. This type of emotional control requires self-awareness. A man must first be in tune with himself, able to identify what he is feeling in any given moment and why he is feeling that way. This awareness allows him to respond in a measured, calm, and rational way, rather than being caught off guard by an emotional reaction that could cause harm or lead to regret. Emotional mastery comes when a man does not allow his feelings to dictate his behavior in times of stress or pressure. Instead of losing control in difficult situations, he can pause, reflect, and choose his response deliberately. Part of emotional mastery is learning how to regulate your emotional responses in the face of adversity. life will always present challenges, whether in relationships, work, or personal struggles. A man who has mastered his emotions will not be easily thrown off course by moments of difficulty. He does not crumble under pressure or lash out in frustration. Instead, he remains composed, focused on his long-term goals and objectives, knowing that fleeting emotions do not define the trajectory of his life. His ability to stay grounded, calm, and resilient in the face of storms is one of the marks of true strength. Emotional mastery also involves empathy, the ability to understand and connect with the emotions of others. It's not just about controlling your own feelings, but also being aware of and attuned to the emotional states of those around you. A man who masters his emotions is capable of putting himself in someone else's shoes, offering compassion and responding with wisdom rather than judgment. And this ability to connect with others on an emotional level allows a man to build strong, meaningful relationships. It helps him to lead with kindness, provide comfort during times of distress, and offer guidance when others are struggling to manage their emotions. Another key aspect of emotional mastery is the ability to manage negative emotions in a healthy way. Anger, fear, jealousy, and anxiety are natural human emotions, but they can become destructive if they are not handled properly. A man who masters his emotions understands that these feelings, though natural, do not have to control his actions. When anger arises, he recognizes it, but he chooses to express it in a constructive way. When fear threatens to paralyze him, he acknowledges it, but does not allow it to stop him from taking the necessary risks to move forward. Emotional mastery is not about the absence of negative feelings, but rather about how a man deals with them and ensures they don't derail his progress or relationships. So, mastering emotions also means learning to find peace within oneself, regardless of external circumstances. A man who is emotionally mastered does not need validation from others to feel good about himself. His sense of worth is rooted internally, and he remains steady even when the world around him is chaotic or tumultuous. He is not swayed by the opinions of others, and he doesn't let external events determine his inner state. But his emotions may fluctuate, but his foundation remains strong, allowing him to stay true to his purpose, his values, and his vision. Emotional mastery leads to greater self-discipline. The ability to control one's emotions directly influences a man's ability to control other aspects of his life, his actions, his habits, his decisions, and ultimately his destiny. His emotional resilience and self-regulation provide the stability he needs to make consistent progress toward becoming the man he is meant to be. In the end, emotional mastery is not a destination, but a lifelong journey. It is a continuous practice of learning, growing, and evolving in response to both external and internal challenges. A man who masters his emotions understands that true strength lies not in suppressing his feelings, but in learning how to wield them with wisdom, balance, and integrity. By doing so, he is better equipped to lead himself, his family, and his community with emotional intelligence and grace. Integrity is the foundation upon which true manhood is built. It is the quality of being honest, consistent, and morally upright, regardless of the situation or who is watching. A man of integrity is someone whose actions align with his values, who does what is right, even when it is difficult or when no one else will know. Integrity is not about perfection, but about being genuine and trustworthy, about doing the right thing consistently, even in the small everyday moments when no one is paying attention. It is about a man's character being unwavering in the face of temptation, compromise, or pressure. At the core of integrity is honesty. A man with integrity speaks the truth and holds himself accountable to his word. He understands that his word is his bond and that once it is given, it must be honored. A man of integrity does not make excuses or attempt to cover up mistakes, but instead takes full responsibility for his actions. This honesty goes beyond just telling the truth. It is about being transparent in his intentions and motivations, not hiding behind falsehoods or half-truths. His life is marked by authenticity, and his relationships are built on the trust that comes from knowing that his words and actions are in alignment. Integrity also requires consistency. A man of integrity does not change based on circumstances or the people he is around. His values and principles remain steady, no matter where he is or who he is with. He is not swayed by the opinions of others or by the pressures of a particular situation. He understands that true strength comes from standing firm in his beliefs and maintaining his integrity, regardless of external influences. His actions reflect the same principles in every area of his life, whether in his personal relationships, at work, or in the public sphere. His integrity does not vary depending on convenience or benefit. It is a constant in his life. And one of the powerful aspects of integrity is its ability to build trust. People naturally gravitate toward those who are known for their honesty and reliability. A man of integrity creates an environment in which others feel safe and supported because they know they can rely on him. Trust is not something that can be easily restored once broken. And so a man of integrity is careful in his words and actions, mindful of the trust others place in him. He understands that a reputation for integrity is earned over time and is priceless. It is through small, consistent actions that integrity is demonstrated. And once it is established, it becomes the bedrock of a man's relationships. Integrity also calls for moral courage. It is not always easy to stand up for what is right, especially in a world where dishonesty, shortcuts, and compromise are often the easier paths. A man of integrity is willing to make the tough decisions, even when they come with personal cost. He chooses to be honest, even when a lie could serve him better in the short term. He chooses to act ethically, even when it may cause him inconvenience or put him at odds with others. This moral courage requires strength. Strength to stand alone, strength to endure judgment, and strength to face the consequences of doing the right thing. Integrity is about being accountable to a higher standard. A man of integrity does not measure his actions by the approval of others, but by his own internal compass, grounded in his values and ethics. He is mindful that he is not only accountable to those around him, but also to himself and to a greater purpose. He holds himself to a high standard of conduct, knowing that his integrity reflects not only on him, but on the people and causes he represents. His life is a reflection of his commitment to doing what is right, regardless of the circumstances. And that commitment to truth and righteousness extends far beyond personal gain. Integrity also requires self-discipline. It's easy to be upright when everything is going smoothly. But true integrity shines brightest in moments of adversity. A man who masters his integrity is one who can hold to his principles, even when tempted by shortcuts or the allure of temporary success. He refuses to cut corners or compromise his values for the sake of convenience or expedience. This discipline becomes part of his character, a part of who he is, and it shapes how he approaches challenges and decisions in every area of his life. It is the quiet strength that keeps him aligned with his principles, even in difficult circumstances. In a world where many chase after external rewards and accolades, a man of integrity understands that true success lies in living a life that is true to his values. He knows that the rewards of a life lived with integrity may not always be immediately visible, but they are far more valuable in the long run. A man of integrity is a man of honor, a man whose legacy is built on the strength of his character. He leaves behind more than just accomplishments. He leaves behind a reputation for doing what is right, for being a man whose word is trusted, whose actions inspire others, and whose life stands as a testament to the power of integrity. Integrity is about wholeness. It is about being the same person in every area of life, aligning one's inner beliefs with outward actions. A man of integrity is someone who doesn't separate his professional life from his personal life, his public life from his private life. He is consistent, genuine, and trustworthy in all things. Teaching kids to socialize. There is no reason that a man can socialize in anything else but in their integrity is what creates lasting respect and admiration, not because of what a man does, but because of who he is and how he lives in accordance with his deepest values. Leadership is a profound responsibility, one that requires not only vision and direction, but also the ability to inspire and serve others. It is not merely about holding a position of authority or being at the forefront of a group. It is about guiding, influencing, and empowering those around you. A true leader understands that leadership is not about personal recognition or gaining power, but about elevating others, helping them to realize their potential and working together toward a shared goal. Leadership is ultimately about influence, and how you use that influence can create a lasting impact on the lives of those you lead. At the heart of effective leadership is the ability to lead by example. A leader does not ask others to do something they themselves are unwilling to do. True leadership is rooted in integrity, and a leader's actions speak louder than words. When a leader embodies the values, work ethic, and behaviors they expect from others, they build trust and respect. Their example becomes a model for others to follow, and the people they lead are more likely to mirror the same commitment, dedication, and integrity. A leader who lives according to their principles is far more influential than one who simply speaks about them. Leadership requires vision, the ability to see beyond the present and imagine what could be. A leader must be able to set a clear direction, to see the bigger picture, and to articulate that vision in a way that inspires others. Vision is the spark that ignites passion and motivation. Without vision, a leader is like a captain without a map. They may have a team, but they lack a sense of purpose or clear direction. A leader with vision can inspire others to move toward a common goal, to contribute to a cause that is bigger than themselves, and to work together with a shared sense of mission. Effective leadership also demands emotional intelligence. It is not enough for a leader to be intellectually capable or to have the technical skills necessary for the job. A true leader must be able to connect with others on an emotional level. This means understanding and empathizing with the challenges, struggles, and dreams of those they lead. Emotional intelligence enables a leader to build meaningful relationships, to communicate effectively, and to motivate and support people in ways that resonate with their values and emotions. A leader who is in tune with the emotional state of their team can offer encouragement when needed, offer constructive feedback when necessary, and know when to step back and let others take the lead. Another essential aspect of leadership is the ability to empower others. A leader understands that their role is not to control or micromanage, but to support and enable those they lead. Leadership is about fostering an environment in which others can thrive, where their strengths are recognized and nurtured. A great leader creates opportunities for others to grow, to learn, and to take on responsibility. They are secure enough in their own abilities to allow others to shine, knowing that their success as a leader is tied to the success of those they lead. Empowering others also means giving them the tools, resources, and confidence they need to succeed. It means investing in their growth and development and trusting them to take initiative. Leadership also involves accountability. A true leader does not shy away from taking responsibility, whether for their own actions or for the collective outcomes of their team. They understand that leadership is not about passing blame or deflecting criticism. When things go wrong, a leader must take ownership and look for ways to improve. At the same time, a leader must hold others accountable, encouraging them to take responsibility for their actions, while also offering guidance and support when necessary. Accountability fosters a culture of trust and responsibility, where everyone understands the importance of fulfilling their roles and contributing to the success of the group. To accountability. Resilience is an essential quality of leadership. Leadership is not an easy path, and every leader will face setbacks, challenges, and obstacles along the way. It is in these moments that a leader's true character is revealed. A resilient leader does not give up or become disheartened when faced with adversity. Instead, they adapt, they learn, and they press on. They set an example of perseverance and grit, showing others that challenges are not insurmountable, but opportunities for growth and innovation. A resilient leader maintains their focus on the vision even when the journey is tough, and encourages their team to do the same. Communication is also a cornerstone of leadership. A leader must be able to clearly convey their vision, expectations, and feedback to those they lead. But communication is not just about speaking. It is equally about listening. A leader who listens attentively to the concerns, ideas, and feedback of their team builds stronger relationships and makes better informed decisions. Listening fosters trust, creates a sense of inclusiveness, and ensures that everyone feels valued. A leader who communicates openly and honestly creates a transparent environment where people feel empowered to share their thoughts, knowing that they will be heard and respected. Leadership requires humility. A great leader does not see themselves as above others, but as a part of a team working toward a common goal. Humility allows a leader to learn from others, to recognize their own limitations, and to be open to feedback. It is not about pretending to have all the answers, but about being willing to grow and adapt. Humble leaders are more approachable, more relatable, and more likely to earn the respect and loyalty of those they lead. They understand that leadership is not about personal glory, but about serving the greater good. Leadership is about impact. A true leader understands that their role is to create lasting change. Whether that means achieving specific goals, transforming a team, or leaving a legacy that continues to inspire and influence long after they are gone. Leadership is not measured by titles or accolades, but by the difference a leader makes in the lives of others. A man who leads with vision, integrity, emotional intelligence, and a commitment to empowering others will leave a mark on the world that endures. Through their leadership, they will inspire others to rise, to become the best versions of themselves, and to continue the work long after they have stepped aside. Courage is the inner strength that enables a man to face fear, uncertainty, and adversity with determination and resolve. It is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. A courageous man acknowledges fear, but refuses to be controlled by it. Instead, he chooses to rise above it and move forward with conviction, even when the path is unclear or the outcome uncertain. Courage is the force that pushes a man beyond his comfort zone, compelling him to take risks, face challenges head on, and embrace the unknown in pursuit of a higher purpose. At its core, courage is about doing what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular. It takes courage to stand for your beliefs in the face of opposition or criticism, to speak out when others remain silent, or to make decisions that challenge the status quo. Courage demands that a man remain true to his values, even when it would be easier to compromise or follow the crowd. It is the willingness to take a stand regardless of the consequences, because what is at stake is greater than personal comfort or immediate gain. Courage also requires resilience. Life is full of setbacks, failures, and disappointments. And it takes courage to persevere through these difficult times. A courageous man does not give up when faced with obstacles. Instead, he learns from his mistakes, adapts, and continues moving forward. He understands that failure is not an endpoint, but a stepping stone on the path to growth and success. Courage is the ability to keep going when others may give up, to remain steadfast in pursuit of a goal, even when the journey is long and arduous. It is the strength to rise each time you fall and to keep pushing forward with renewed purpose. The personal courage, there is also the courage to protect and defend others. True courage is not just about self-preservation or personal advancement. It is about standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. It is about being a shield for those in need, offering support and protection when others are vulnerable. This kind of courage calls for selflessness and the ability to put the needs of others before your own. A courageous man is not afraid to speak up for justice, to defend those who are oppressed, or to take action in the face of wrongdoing. It is the courage to be a voice for the voiceless, to fight for what is right, and to protect what is valuable. Another form of courage is the courage to be vulnerable. It may seem paradoxical, but true courage also lies in the ability to be open and honest about one's fears, weaknesses, and uncertainties. A man who is courageous is not afraid to admit when he is struggling, to seek help when needed, or to express his emotions. This type of courage requires a deep sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance. The recognition that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a display of strength. It is the willingness to be seen for who you truly are, flaws and all, and to face the world without pretense. Courage also involves the strength to face the unknown. Life is unpredictable, and there will always be moments where a man is called to step into uncharted territory. Whether it is taking on a new challenge, making a major life change, or embarking on a new journey, courage is the willingness to face the uncertainty that comes with stepping into the unknown. It is the ability to trust in oneself, in one's purpose, and in the process, even when the outcome is unclear. Courage is the belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way, even if you cannot see how things will unfold. It is a belief in your own resilience and in the idea that every challenge offers an opportunity for growth. Courage also means choosing to act in moments of fear, indecision, or doubt. There are times in life when fear paralyzes a person, when doubt clouds the mind, and when the risk of failure seems overwhelming. In these moments, courage is the ability to take a step forward anyway, to make a decision despite the uncertainty. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means choosing to take action despite fear. It is the inner strength that empowers a man to act with boldness, even when he does not feel fully ready or prepared. It is the knowledge that progress is made not through perfection, but through effort, persistence, and action in the face of fear. Vision is faint. It is inaccurate. Courage is about moving forward, regardless of the obstacles that may appear along the way. It is not just about individual heroism or grand gestures. It is also about the quiet, everyday acts of bravery that go unnoticed. The courage to face the challenges of daily life, to do what is right, even when it's hard, to face personal doubts and push through them, to speak truth, even when it is uncomfortable. These are all acts of courage. A courageous man is one who shows up every day, ready to face whatever the world may throw at him, knowing that true strength is not in avoiding fear, but in overcoming it. In the end, courage is not defined by one moment or one decision. It is a way of living. It is the willingness to live with purpose, to pursue your dreams, to stand up for others, and to face your fears head on. Courage is what allows a man to live a life of significance, to make a difference in the lives of others, and to live authentically, regardless of the challenges that come his way. Through courage, a man is able to shape his destiny, overcome adversity, and create a life that reflects his deepest values and convictions. Impact and legacy are the marks a man leaves on the world long after he has passed. They are not the fleeting moments of fame or recognition, but the enduring influence he has on others, the changes he fosters, and the values he instills that continue to ripple through generations. The impact of a man is defined by his ability to make a difference, no matter how large or small, and to leave the world better than he found it. His legacy is the story that others will tell about him, the lessons he taught, and the lives he touched in profound ways. At its heart, impact is about influence. It is the way a man's actions, words, and character shape those around him. A man who makes a positive impact does so by consistently acting with purpose, intention, and integrity. His life is an example to others, showing them the path to follow, the values to embrace, and the standards to uphold. The impact a man has on others is not always visible in grand gestures or monumental achievements. Often, it is the quiet moments, the words of encouragement, the acts of kindness, and the wisdom shared that leave the deepest mark on those around him. The greatest impact a man can have is through his relationships. The way he treats others, the love and care he shows to his family, friends, and colleagues, and the support he offers to his community are all reflections of his character and his values. A man who values integrity, honesty, and respect will create an environment of trust and love around him. His relationships will be built on a foundation of mutual respect, and those who he interacts with will feel valued, heard, and understood. In turn, in these relationships, his impact is felt not just in the moment, but for years to come, as those who have been touched by his example continue to carry forward the lessons he has taught them. Footnote. Impact is often measured by the challenges a man is willing to take on and the changes he is prepared to initiate. A man with impact does not shy away from difficult situations or avoid confrontation when necessary. Instead, he faces challenges head-on and seeks to create solutions that benefit the greater good. His ability to make a difference often stems from his willingness to step into the unknown, take risks, and stand up for what is right, even when it requires personal sacrifice. The impact of such a man can change the trajectory of lives, organizations, or even entire communities. His courage to act, his persistence in pursuing justice or positive change, and his ability to inspire others to join him are all part of the lasting impact he leaves behind. Legacy, on the other hand, is the long-term imprint a man leaves on the world. It is the enduring influence that survives beyond his lifetime. A man's legacy is not just about what he accomplishes in his own life, but about how he ensures that the fruits of his labor continue to benefit others after he is gone. Legacy is built through actions that transcend time, through contributions that continue to ripple forward, often in ways that may not be fully understood or appreciated during his lifetime. It is about planting seeds today that will grow into something meaningful tomorrow. Legacy is also about the values and principles a man instills in the next generation. The lessons a man teaches, whether directly through mentorship or indirectly through his example, shape the beliefs and behaviors of those who come after him. A man's legacy is often passed down through his children, but it can also extend to the wider community, the organizations he's been a part of, or the causes he's championed. By living with purpose and integrity, a man ensures that the principles he holds dear live on in those who follow his example. His legacy becomes a guiding light for future generations, a foundation upon which others can build and grow. The power of legacy is also tied to the work a man does that continues to influence the world long after he is gone. This might come in the form of a business or a project that flourishes, a cause that continues to be championed, or a movement that gains momentum long after the man who started it has passed. True legacy is not about personal fame, but about creating something that outlasts you, something that has a lasting and positive impact on the world. Whether through a book, an invention, a charity, or an institution, a man who creates lasting change leaves a legacy that continues to serve and inspire others. Legacy is about how a man is remembered. It is not the accolades or the recognition that define his legacy, but the way he is remembered by those whose lives he has touched. A legacy built on love, integrity, and service leaves an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of others. The way a man treats people, the way he uplifts and encourages others, and the way he contributes to the greater good will be remembered long after his accomplishments are forgotten. It is the emotional and spiritual impact of a life well lived that forms the true essence of legacy. Legacy also involves the idea of passing on wisdom. A man who seeks to create a lasting legacy does so not just by what he leaves behind materially, but by what he shares with others in terms of knowledge, experience, and wisdom. He is not afraid to teach others, to mentor those who come after him, and to provide guidance that will help them navigate the challenges of life. His legacy becomes a source of strength for future generations, as the wisdom he imparts helps others make better choices, avoid unnecessary pitfalls, and lead lives of purpose and fulfillment. A man's legacy is a reflection of his life's work and the impact he has had on the world. It is a result of years of consistent effort, a life lived with purpose, and a heart committed to doing good. A legacy is not something that happens overnight. It is the accumulation of small, purposeful acts that over time create a body of work that speaks to a man's character and values. It is not just what a man does, but how and why he does it that shapes his legacy. The true measure of a man's life is not found in the awards, the recognition, or the possessions he accumulates, but in the lives he touches and the lasting positive changes he makes in the world. Impact is the immediate influence a man has, while legacy is the lasting change he leaves behind, an enduring reminder of a life well lived and a difference well made. Impact is the lasting change he leaves behind and a difference well made. A call to action is more than just a plea for change. It is a challenge, a direct invitation to rise above complacency and actively engage in shaping a better future. It is an urgent summons to stop waiting for the right moment and instead take deliberate steps toward the goals and the life that one knows they are capable of achieving. A call to action demands a shift from passive observation to active participation. It calls on you to recognize the responsibility you have to yourself, to those around you, and to the greater world in which you live. And finally, it calls on you to pay attention. When the call to action is made, it is not just about grand ambitions or distant dreams. It's about taking concrete, measurable steps in the here and now. It is about committing to a course of action, even when the path is not fully clear, and even when the challenges seem daunting. It is understanding that change does not happen in isolation, but through collective effort. A man who hears the call to action recognizes that he has a role to play in the unfolding of a larger narrative, and that every choice, every action, and every decision he makes contributes to the shaping of that narrative. Whether the change is personal, community-based, or global, the call is to act now, to step into the role you are always meant to play. A call to action also carries with it a deep sense of urgency. Time does not wait, and the opportunities to make a difference often pass by swiftly, leaving us with nothing but regrets if we do not seize them in the moment. Every delay, every excuse, every hesitation is a missed opportunity to bring about the transformation we seek. The longer we wait for the perfect moment or the ideal circumstances, the more we risk losing our chance to make an impact. The call to action urges you to overcome procrastination, to stop making excuses, and to take that first step no matter how small it may seem. The only thing that stands between you and your future is the action you take today. In responding to this call, you must be prepared to face resistance, doubt, and fear. Change is not easy, and every new endeavor will test your resolve. But it is in overcoming these obstacles that true growth occurs. A call to action is not for the faint-hearted or the indifferent. It is for those willing to push beyond their comfort zones, to persist in the face of adversity, and to continue when the going gets tough. The courage to act in the face of difficulty, to maintain focus when distractions arise, and to keep pushing forward even when progress seems slow. This is the essence of the call to action. This call is also about accountability. It is one thing to be inspired to change, but it is another to take responsibility for making that change happen. A call to action is a demand for accountability, not just to yourself, but to others as well. You must hold yourself accountable for the decisions you make and the actions you take. When you commit to making a difference, you are not just making a promise to the world, you are making a promise to those whose lives you will touch along the way. A call to action reminds you that your choices matter and that you have the power to influence the world around you in meaningful ways. As you respond to the call to action, it is essential to understand that no action is too small. Every effort contributes to the whole. Whether you are changing your own life, uplifting those around you, or contributing to a larger cause, the impact of your actions accumulates. The small, everyday choices you make, how you treat people, how you show up for your responsibilities, how you lead by example, have a ripple effect that extends far beyond your immediate circle. The call to action asks you to step up in whatever capacity you can, knowing that your efforts are part of something much larger than yourself. A call to action is about clarity of purpose. It requires that you define your vision, set your goals, and commit to a plan of action. It is about taking the time to reflect on what truly matters to you, what you are passionate about, and what legacy you want to leave. A call to action challenges you to look inward, to discover your purpose, and to align your actions with your values. Without clarity of purpose, your efforts can feel directionless or ineffective. A call to action is not just about moving quickly, but moving intentionally. About taking focused, deliberate steps toward your vision and your goals. The call to action is not a one-time event. It is a continual process of self-reflection, growth, and adaptation. It is about building momentum so that the act of taking action becomes ingrained in your daily life. It's about cultivating a mindset of initiative where waiting for the right opportunity becomes a thing of the past. As you step forward in response to the call, you will find that your actions begin to propel you toward your greater purpose. And with each success, you will gain more confidence and energy to continue pushing forward. This call is also deeply connected to community and collaboration. No man is an island, and the change you seek to bring about is often achieved through the combined efforts of many. As you answer the call to action, remember that you are not alone. Whether you are building something on your own or contributing to a collective effort, there is power in unity and in working with others who share a similar vision. The call to action invites you to find those who will support you, challenge you, and work alongside you as you pursue your goals. It is about creating a network of people who are also committed to making a difference, and together creating a force for positive change. In responding to the call to action, Remember that progress is rarely linear. There will be setbacks, mistakes, and times when you feel discouraged. But it is in those moments that you must reaffirm your commitment to the journey. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to grow. The call to action invites you to remain persistent, to keep your eyes on the goal, and to trust that every effort is worth it, even if the results are not immediately visible. There is no way around this. It is worth it, even if the results are not immediately visible. Your response to this call will define the course of your life and ultimately the legacy you leave behind. The time to act is now. The world is waiting for you to step up and make your mark. The call to action is not just a reminder that change is needed, but an invitation to be the one who drives that change. Through your actions, you can inspire others, create lasting impact, and leave behind a legacy that endures. There is no better time than the present to start making the difference you were always meant to make. Your life is a testament to the power of action. When you respond to the call, you unleash your potential, transform your world, and create a ripple effect that will continue for generations to come. The call to action is not just a plea for change. It is a summons to step into the fullness of who you were meant to be. It challenges you to rise, to act, and to make a difference in both big and small ways. The world needs men who are willing to take responsibility, to lead with integrity, and to create a legacy that will inspire future generations. Don't wait for the perfect conditions, because the perfect moment is now. The action you take today will shape your tomorrow, and it will ripple through the lives of others long after you've gone. Number, impact. Impact isn't about waiting for a grand opportunity. It's about seizing the opportunities that are already before you. Every choice, every action, every decision you make has the potential to leave a mark on this world. The call to action is your invitation to take that first step, to commit to something greater than yourself, and to begin shaping the world with your purpose, your vision, and your courage. As you walk forward in response to this call, let your life be a testament to the power of living with intention, the strength of acting with integrity, and the greatness of leaving behind a legacy that matters. The world is waiting for you to make your move, to step into your power, answer the call, and let your actions create a lasting impact that will echo through the generations. Now is the time to act. Your future and the future of those around you depends on it.